Greetings guys, it's Blaze Rich here. Hope you guys are all having a decent day today I figured to do the wolf autocannons. You've probably seen a video by Setonia and the same wolf. I feel like this fares quite well in Lowsec too, so I figured we'd do a video basically highlighting how well it does in Lowsec. And basically I go for the T2 play because I am pair. But yes, if you're probably wondering why I done MWD as opposed to AB. The reason for that being is you're going to be range controlled regardless of the AB or MWD, just because you have the two mids. Like if we had like a third mid and we could do like AB web scram, sure, the AB would probably be the better play. But it's good to have the addition of the MWD, just so we can go for kiters. But yeah, that's basically the biggest weakness of this wolf, especially in Lowsec, is range control. A lot, even T1 frigates, pretty much anything with 3 mids, like MWD web scram or AB web scram in particular, can like pull range from you and leave if they need to. Especially like frigates and down, you're gonna probably be a bit annoyed as stuff will run from you, or you can potentially even get nerfed your guns. It's pretty hard to do because we have the tracking bonus. But yeah, just like watch out for that. Basically, your main targets you're sort of going to go for is like frigate gangs, destroyers, and our assault frigates. Most T1 frigates will probably not engage you. So it's very hard for them to deal with a wolf, especially since you project out to 10k. Then if you switch to barrage, you can head to 15. Like with like faction, the drugs, and the implants I'm running, we're hitting like 300 DPS out to 10 kilometers. So yeah, it is pretty gnarly. You just need to watch out for scram kiters too, who like keep you at like 8 or 9k. You're far fall off where you won't be doing max DPS. But nevertheless, that's enough about the fit. Let's get on to the fights, boys. Okay, for our first fight, this is not against a gang of 3. We have a Breacher, Tristan, and Punisher. Basically, I'm going to primary whoever comes in first. I have phase loaded, hoping that either to go for the Tristan or Breacher. My thinking being that Tristan's probably going to be shield tank, maybe Katie. He ends up actually being armor, but I'm thinking that Fusion will also, Phase, will also do quite well against a Breacher, because usually they're dual tank. That was my thinking. And if we get that far, maybe switch ammo for the Punisher. Because I primary Tristan, these guys make the mistake of not pulling a range. If they do, they're just done incredibly slowly. I think they'll just look to approach me, and this is a bad thing to do against a wolf. I see that Breacher looks like he's trying to pull range. He's not doing it very fast, though. It could be MWD fix, or maybe fleet fit, but even with the webs on me, should be no pull range, getting to my far fall off. But brawling a wolf is not really a good play. So you'll see this Punisher. I'm surprised I didn't send in this Punisher first to maybe bait. This Punisher was like very, very tanky, as most are. To 400 plates, and I believe a small anti. So this guy was very tanky. But we switch ammos to Fusion and basically work him down. Once we got rid of the other two, that was pretty much GG. It's just like a testament to how much he can tank with the wolf. Like, we didn't even have to activate the self damage control. So I guess a lot of people don't expect the DPS that wolves put out. We're still putting out like 300 DPS of selective damage, which is pretty hardcore, man. But they really need to like basically keep us at our far fall off if they want to pull anything there, which they could have done. But yeah, this guy. Oh, so that's another thing to know. This guy tried to pull range. Since we don't have much range control, he can do that. But if you spam your MWD and you're not fast on the align, you can still catch up with them, just like with that Punisher. But nevertheless, GF boys. Okay, from one good group fight to a not so good group fight, I make mistakes here. I know the play that Special Fleet's going to pull off exactly. He's going to pull out range. It's probably going to be long point dual webs. But I'm hoping to nuke him down. He's probably not getting the webs on me quick. I get the MWD approach. Fusion. And nuke him. But I'm so angry with myself, man. Why did I switch to barrage? Dude, you're heading out to 15 kilometers with barrage. Barrage would have solved all my problems in this situation, but I was too focused on using fusion. I was get a bit wishy-washy. I tried and end up escaping at one point or something. But basically, the Visual Fleet like holds tackle for his gang. And then he pulls range, which is a smart play to do, and then let the other dudes take control of it. I end up switching primary to the Incursus once it gets close, and unfortunately, like Incursus are, he's very tanky, so I made the bad play in this. I don't break the Incursus. I should have switched to barrage as soon as that Vigil took about to like 10k and pulled range. That would have solved everything, because then we'd have been able to like break that and then either escape or maybe take the fight. I probably would have went down still, because I probably would have fought in Curses. But I was hoping Curses wouldn't be as tanky as what they are. I think it's like a small Ansei plate, maybe. Which is very bad for me. So yeah, and we go down first. I should have switched primary to the Vigil Fleet, maybe? Maybe got him, because it seems like he came back in closer, but I didn't notice. So GF. Alright, this is a cool fight against the Sneezes. Sneezes are, again, always very hard to formally plan on, because it can be fit in so many ways. I usually tend to underestimate Sneezes. Like, I kind of talk a lot bad on them. I feel like they're really bad destroyers. Maybe shouldn't be talking so much bad on them. But yeah. I believe this is like a autocannon one with like a dual rep, which is very interesting. I also hate the dual rep on destroyers. I feel like it doesn't work. It might work in this particular instance, but in other instances, like especially against destroyer versus destroyer, it shouldn't really work. I should have maybe went in with hail loaded, but again, that's like always a gamble here. So I always end up going on to destroyers with fusion just in case they do end up pulling range. But he doesn't need to do so because he's autos. You'll see he's getting pretty dicey, man. I won't lie, pretty close. And yeah, he takes it. I was very shocked. GF Zedicus? Yeah, that was again well played, man. Okay, this is a video highlighting basically the main weakness of the Wolf. Any competent pilot with more than 2 mids can usually pull range from you, especially in somewhere in Lowsec with like an MWD fit like this. Just get used to that if you want to fly this Wolf in particular. I don't think an AB will also solve this problem. Because most like frigates will have like an AB web scram or MWD web scram. I have EMP load against this Harpy. Explosive isn't too bad a shout either against Kildari T2, but ideally you want to go for EMP. You'll find that I don't think this Harpy had installed damage control. So you see that things are going down very south for him, so he ends up pulling range and it's lined out, so there's nothing I can really do at this point. Hopefully kill him before he pulls range, but no. Okay, this is a fight against a Hawk. I would actually recommend you take fights against Hawks and Jags, especially in something like a Wolf. Especially, like, this is, I won't lie, this is one that I checked on Z-Kill. I checked like what kind of Hawk this pilot flown. This wasn't the Hawk that I was expecting. I was expecting like a dual medium Ansei, just like regular missile Hawk. But this is a polarized dual medium Ansei Hawk. The reason I say usually check those kind of fits is there's just a lot of cap injected. Like PIF, like C-type or active tanks are pretty much very difficult to break solo. So I don't really recommend taking those fights against those ones. They're just insane. So I checked the fit of this Hawk and I was like, alright, this is something I can maybe fight. Still gonna be a super hard fight, but, you know, he has a chance, we have a chance. And yeah, this is a very peculiar fit, man. I've never really seen a polarized Hawk before. I was expecting maybe like dual medium Ansei. We could maybe work through those, but nevertheless, GF, man. Okay, this is a cool little fight against a gang here. There's about 5 to 6 of them. A couple of frigates, and I know they have 2 Confessors. I know if I stay at 0, I'm probably going to lose to this gang, so I want to basically peel some of them off. Kill some of the light stuff that does like a lot of DPS, like ideally like the Atron and Curses would be sweet. I know I'm not too actually afraid of the Confessors, because even if they somehow get into range, they're not going to be doing they're going to be doing so little DPS to this just because they're crazy innate resistances. Wolves, Mimitar T2 resist are really good against EM and Thermal. But I want to get rid of the Curses or Atrons or some of the light frigates before we hard commit here. So I see the Curses burning quickly. I didn't notice that the Atron was on as quicker, so it may have been worse priming the Atron before the Curses, because it probably would have had less tank. That was a bad play on my part, but it still works out relatively fine. And these guys seem like they aren't doing too much DPS. I think a lot of them are quite T1 fit, which is good for me. But yeah, we kill the Curses and I kill the Atron. And basically our next primary, I'm looking for that Rifter. This is very close. He seems to be AB fit, but he's a little bit off his gang. We want to kill that. At this point, I'm not actually too worried. You'll notice, this is another thing that frustrated me. I freak out, man, because like his small Ansei's still going, and I totally didn't notice. So this is bad. Like, yeah, I was frustrated. But this was a bad play. So this is basically what annoyed me. I do this. I end up reloading before I hard commit. And I think this is what caused a lot of the. Basically, like a lot of people end up escaping or warping out just because I take too long here. I should have maybe just went in with the one charge as opposed to waiting for the reload. Maybe that would have enticed them more to fight me. So like I just sort of like chill out here in limbo. Maybe like one of them to burn into me, maybe the Rifter or the Punisher, but they don't. So like all this time I've killed a bunch of their dudes. It's their starter probably have been a bit worried here, but I end up trying to commit for the Rifter. Here he sees that and warps out, which I'm like, no, come back. We do get a Punisher, thankfully. So we end up working down the Punisher, and then yeah, this guy's like a bit of a brick, as Punishers are. He's probably fleet tackle for the fleet. So yeah, I've fusion loaded here, working him down. I know this is gonna take a while. I'm hoping that the Corsairs maybe burn in a bit. It doesn't seem like they're very fast, as Corsairs tend to be. They were probably gonna be a B fit. So like I'm very happy right now because I know those Corsairs. They're probably overconfident in their TPS. In fact that it's like, oh, 2 destroyers against an assault frigate. Maybe they don't know about the Wolves EM thermal resistances. I'm like, yes, this is gonna be good. So after I kill the Punisher, I'm like, okay, this is pretty much GG. I should be able to have these 2 Corsairs easily. I burn for 1. Yeah. Then I get a scram on him. He gets a web on me. I overshoot it, and it seems like they tend to evacuate. And this is what frustrates me, man, because I don't get the scram back on him, and we lose. Of course, sir. No. Okay, here's a very quick fight against Confessor. Confessor's always one you want to take. Just because you could EM thermal resistances. There could be some Confessor to give you a hard time, like the Tenement one, but usually it's worth trying on the Wolf. My orbit closed, and I have phase plasma loaded. And I guess this guy just wasn't expecting incoming DPS because he goes down quick, man. I always underestimate the DPS the Wolf puts out too. We're putting out like 300 DPS heated. And it's like selective damage. So yeah, this Confessor goes down very quickly. But yeah, GF, man. Okay, here's a cool little fight against a Cormoran. The addition of the assault damage control to assault frigates basically makes it a very hard fight for T1 destroyers to kill an assault frigate. I go into this fight with a phase plasma, expecting it usually EM or phase is like a good call against Cormoran. I didn't expect blasters. I find that more people are running blaster Cormorants as opposed to rail Cormorants these days. Especially with him like jumping into us, it was kind of clean that it was going to be blasters. But nevertheless, GF, just the assault damage control is too strong. GF, my friend. Okay, for our last 2 fights, we have 2 Dragoons, 2 different Dragoons. I find that Dragoons are always overconfident in their newts, which is good because we have a NOS, which basically allows us to, at the very most, if they like fully neut us out, keep the scram running and activate the assault damage control, which should allow us to eke out a win. If they're like, only have a couple of newts and get a couple of charges off from small ANSI, even better. So try and like maximize your cap usage, right? Try and get a couple of small ANSI charges out there. Make sure you can activate your assault damage control. This Dragoon does what it should do. Pull range, get into our 4 fall off, which is a great play by him. Not difficult to do because we have like no range control, but definitely the right play for the Dragoon to do. By even out in like that kind of range, we're still applying relatively okay, and we get to win. This next Dragoon's also the same, like another active Dragoon. I feel like these are the weaker Dragoons. So it's unfortunate. I did actually fight a buffer Dragoon, but I totally forgot to record it, which is unfortunate. But in that previous fight, also to mention, you can activate your offline your MWD if you're scrammed. That would get more cap regen and might help you. I kind of lull on it for this fight just cause he's long point. I think I might need MWD for a bit, but once I realized he's looking to just brawl, I offline it. But nevertheless, GF to both those Dragoon pilots. And that's all the fights I had for you guys today. I do hope you guys enjoyed. It's a shame, man, because I daily one more 1v1s. I was wanting to like fight like Ishkurs, Enyos, maybe get some more assault frigate 1v1s, but it was just hard fighting those. They were quite scarce in Lowsec. The only ones I was really coming across were like more like Jags and Hawks and Vengeances and just stuff that I wasn't interested in fighting. But yeah. Again, like I do hope you guys enjoyed, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, regional equivalent. I'll catch you guys in the next one for sure.